Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Wednesday night. Happy January 21st to be exact. And thank you guys for joining in tonight. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care. And I got a variety of new to old stuff here tonight, guys. Just bear with me a second. I'm trying to get my Instagram page here to load up, if that's possible. But what's new, you guys? How's 2026 going for everybody? I'm doing fine over here personally, and thank you guys for all the birthday wishes last week, man. I sincerely appreciated you guys. Um, and you guys give me it's like everything was working for me a second ago. I swear to God, it's like as soon as I get on this computer and start trying to like read people's messages, it's like I cannot get to where I need to get. But bear with me a second, you guys. So I think I might be there. There we go. I was trying to get. I hate not being able to. I love having you guys over, and thanks everybody for coming to hang out tonight. I am messing around with the my screen over here because I like to read everybody's questions, and then I'm like over here touching it and I can't see it. So now I got it all going on tonight, you guys. So I'll show you guys some stuff that we're gonna work on tonight. And hey, you guys, thanks for coming out. And if you guys have if it's your first time joining, welcome. I'm Kurt. And I love working on a variety of stuff, man. We'll work on some cards tonight. So if it's your first time, we're gonna do we'll work on some Pokemon tonight. I got vintage baseball. I got probably one of the coolest basketball cards you ever seen, Scoring Kings Michael Jordan. And it's already in the middle of a process, so I'm gonna like bring you guys in for the rest of it. Oh, and I just gotta like enjoy the silence for a second. I seriously just got back from a cheerleading competition. My sweet little girl is a cheerleader. And if you, for any of the dads or moms out there that are watching this that have competitive cheerleaders in your house, you know how loud those things are. You know? So it was a loud evening. All right. So it's nice to be here with you guys. All right. So I saw a question. No, I don't use heat pens. I don't like a heat pen. So no, I don't have any demos on those. If I did a demo with a heat pen, I would get about 1,000 questions tomorrow. People saying, "Hey, I fucked up a card with my heat pen. You know, what should I do?" So I will not be using one of those on video. I get videos, you guys, and stuff from people every day saying, "Hey, man, I screwed this thing up with a heat pen. What do you suggest?" And I'm like, "Just don't use them, dude. Just don't use them unless you're like a master with it, and it's a tool that you know inside and out." But just respectfully, you guys, if you use one, go ahead. I don't have any problem with any tool. Use whatever tool you guys want, but I just don't use them. I swear that if I make a video and I was using a heat pen, people would listen to about half of it and screw up a bunch of cards, and then I'd have to like talk them off the edge. So, yeah, man, tonight let's hang out, you know, and thank you guys for coming out. I'm gonna show you guys what we got going on, and we'll do. We're gonna do a couple things tonight. We'll do, like I said, we got a Pokemon. One of my buddies. I'll read this letter to you guys. So I got this. It's not like a major banger of a card, but the thing is, it has some dings and dents on it, and it was cool because I love taking requests. And this was from one of my friends, one of our friends, Victor. Victor was showing me that he will. You know, do you guys ever see the Pokemon repacks? Or like this is a pack of cards. I don't even have here. Let me get all card care ready so I can read. All right. So this one says, what year is this? 2016. And Suicune, I know how to say the name now, Suicune. But the what Victor was telling me was, do you ever see like packs of Pokemon cards that are repacked? Not like repacks that you get off a breaker, but they're like put in like a cardboard box and they have like a couple coins. They have like the Pokemon like. Bear with me, guys. I've never played a game of Pokemon in my life, but it's like the little coins that come with them, probably a marker or something for playing the game. He was showing me those, and he was showing me these, and he was like, "Hey, look at when they get repacked, they get dents on them." And let me see if I can show you guys there. Can you see? I'm going to show you guys way better, but it's that, and then it has another dent on the side. And he said, "Blister packs. That's it." Blister packs. It's exactly what it is. I knew you guys would know it. So yeah, so you can tell that Victor is the real deal because look at his letterhead he sent me. But Vic was just looking out for everybody. He goes, "Hey Kurt, this type of card comes in a blister pack, and they're always messed up." And he goes, and I find the texture on these cards to be weird. He's like, it seems like it gets wet too easy, and it's like a weird kind of texture. And I said, well, all right, dude, we'll send me. He's like, I sent you one. So that's what he sent me. So you're the man, Vic. I appreciate it. Let me just see if I missed anything. I'm sending you a card that came out of a blister pack, dented. You're right. These are notorious for dents. I bought 5 blisters, and all came out like this, trying to understand what kind of dents you can fix. I think I'm probably applying too much card spray because I'm getting lizard skin on my cards, and the dent didn't change very well. So thank you, Victor. We'll give it a try. So Vic sent me that. Hey, Tim, good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. And then so we'll take a look at that one tonight. And then you guys, like, this is a cool card. This is a 1953 Bob Feller. Bob's one of the greatest baseball players of all time, one of the greatest pitchers of all time. Also, 4-year Navy vet during World War II, and came back and managed to pitch 3 no-hitters, 12 or 13 one-hitters, Hall of Famer, stud, just stud. So I love vintage cards because it helps us, kind of go back and recognize some of these heroes. You know what I mean? So let's we'll do that one tonight, and then hey Zach, feel free to lay down some ideas. If anybody's got good card ideas, you guys, you're at the right place. I'm not like the guy that knows it all. You know what I mean? I just love working on them with you guys. I know a few things, but I know enough to know that I don't know everything. You know what I mean? So if you guys have any good ideas, feel free to share them. You know what I mean? And then finally, you guys, this one is sweet. This is one of the coolest basketball cards I think ever. It's Michael Jordan's Scoring King. And when I was a kid, man, I rode I had this thing visualized. Well, and the Shaquille O'Neal. That and the Shaq. Always on my mind. I'd be like, all right, I got to go to school today. But then I got to go to the neighborhood next door afterwards. And I got to track down these Scoring Kings. I heard about Donnie has one, and I also heard that Mike has one. So that would be that would it, man. We'd get our list out. We'd know the neighborhoods. We'd know the 2 kids with the cards. We'd make a list, and we'd pack up our bags. Comic books, cards, firecrackers, whatever the hell I could get. Lighters, knives, Chinese stars, all the good stuff, the stuff that you could go trade for back in the day. Way cooler than cash, you know what I'm saying? The real stuff. So we'd go out and run these down. And dude, this was top of the list. That was top of the list. So we're gonna work on that one tonight too. I feel in the past couple of weeks I picked out so many cards that I'm flying, and maybe I'll do that next week. But tonight, let's just chill. Let's just work on a few of these. All right, let's talk. Let's hang out. That's what I want to do. And I need to unwind after that loud cheerleading experience I had. But it's badass. My daughter is so talented. Watching her do a backflip, multiple backflips off the ground and stuff like that, and in a gym full of people screaming their heads off. I respect all athletes that can do crazy stuff like that. Well, if you guys probably watch, you guys probably are sports fans, but watching the national championship the other night, and watching these young guys win this national championship, and it's their parents just got to be so freaking proud of these guys. You know what I mean? It's I remember being that age, and now I'm old enough to be the parents of these guys, and it's kind of weird. Life's cool like that. Denver, what's up, homie? Boom, dude, beam teams were right there too. Beam teams were right there. You're right, because 92 was the beam team. So the 92 beam team, that Shaq beam team, I love Shaquille O'Neal, you guys. I hope you guys do too. And if you don't, you got to go dig into him even more. He was just the freaking greatest to watch. And so Shaq beam team was a big one. I love David Robinson. If you guys remember the Admiral, David Robinson was the man. But anyways, you guys, let's get into it because there's a couple things I want to show you tonight. So what I was thinking about with the blister pack, and I love that you guys know all that stuff. I'm serious. You Pokemon collectors, you're probably well, yeah, dude, it's so basic. But you guys, I'm never going to fake it. I never grew up a Pokemon collector. I was a little bit past it. I was a senior in high school when a lot of these came out. So I was just a little bit past it. But I sure do appreciate good art, and I appreciate cards like this that bring a community of people together, of course, and they're fun to work on, so I can definitely say from a card cleaning and card perspective, they're awesome, you know what I mean? Yeah, dude, the Hoosiers, and if you guys are fans of the Hoosiers or any Indiana people, I see Jake on here right now, congrats to you guys, and what a great season. I loved how Coach Signetti said,
I'm so happy for the fans. Like, what having the wherewithal to be able to say that was like awesome. I like that. So you guys, like, we can clean up Pokemon cards like this, you know, that's not a problem. But like the thing is, really the main ones that I want to work on tonight are this. So this came out of the blister pack, and Vic was telling me that it was just like kind of, he's having a hard time getting some dents out. So like when I see something like this, you guys, I think of a couple things. I'm like, all right, we could just start off with a semi-soak. And, you know, and I also think we could like kind of get in there granular, and I got a couple ideas, all right? Oh, Jake, you're the best, man. Thanks, dude. Hey, you know, it's like make a dent where you're sent. This is my area, you know. I like talking to you guys about old cards. You know, it's kind of silly, but we all like it together, and that's enough for me. That's cool for me. You know, and then like Coach Signetti, like that guy, me and my sons were talking about it, and I was like, that guy is a football coach. Like, I don't think that guy would be happy doing anything else. Like, he looks like one, he acts like one, he's quirky like one. That guy is a football coach, and he's good with young people, and he knows how to organize a team and freaking dominate, you know? So yeah, I do. Even if someone's I'm a fan of people, man. There's no ordinary people. It's just like if we can all find something that we're good at or we like to do, man, it just sky's the limit. You know what I mean? So what I'm thinking, you guys, is here's what I want to do. Here's what I'm thinking. I want to like start the show with this and probably work on it throughout, because I'm going to tell you guys something. There's not much you can do with a dent like this or a dent like that quickly. It usually takes a little bit, but at least I want to like talk to you guys about like that process, because I really think that the lizard skin or getting a card too wet really starts at the beginning. So you don't want to do that, right? So I want to show you guys something. I want to start with a little light semi-soak, because here's what I want to try to explain to you guys when it comes to, and I hope that you guys are down with tonight for, talking a little bit tonight, because I want to explain stuff to you a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I'm always cooking. I'm always making something or doing something. So when it comes to getting a little dent out of the back of a card like this, you guys, here's what I'm trying to explain in my videos or things like that. And I try to keep them short, you know, and to the point. But like, if I started putting card spray on the back of this card right this second, it's gonna, it will look like drops on a windshield. It's just gonna sit there. It's not gonna do anything. But if you can get the back of a Pokemon card or a One Piece or whatever TCG, like TCG are pretty consistent because they're a gaming card, right? So you got to be able to shuffle them. You got to be able to do this stuff. But like what I want you guys to know is it's almost like you have to get the texture to the acceptance level where it can take in a little bit of moisture. How do you do that? I do that with a light sprinkle of card spray held on it. And probably, you know, we'll hang out for probably 45 minutes or so tonight. Then it's going to be a little bit more receptive to taking moisture. It kind of like gets past that, like, raindrop on the back of the card stage. So what I want to do right now is let's get it just a little touch damp. And then we're going to work on it too later tonight, okay? Because if I just started like moving around on this, it's going to be a boring show. You guys are going to go, I have better things to teach you than that. All right. So let me turn this thing around and I'll show you what we need for this. So what I want to do is just grab a couple things, you guys, and I'll get those right now. And I'm back here, so I'll talk loud. I'm just grabbing a couple pads, a couple plates. You'll see it. I'll bring it over. And I got to grab some card spray, so I got that. So step one, you guys, is I want to try to make because the only way that I really feel, and again, I'm open to everything, man. I love creative people, and I love learning from creative people, and I love teaching creative people things. But what I'm going to try to say here is I got to try to get this thing a little bit damp, and then we're going to try to start putting some more strategic little touches on here. And I think we might even be able to see some movement tonight. And you guys, for this one, I don't even need to do anything to the front. Let's just stay on the back for this one. So here's what I want you guys to see. So what I want you guys to do is use just a little bit of your card spray, all right? And I'm just going to go, I want you guys to see how this lands on here. See that little light sprinkle? I just did like 2 little light mists like that. That's good for now. That's going to be good for now. So let's just close this up. And then I'm going to get my clips, and we're going to hold this one, you guys, and we're going to come back to it, because what we're doing right now is what we're going to do is just get that back of this card just a little bit damp, so we can put a little bit of, so I can put a little strategic touches of card spray on it, okay? So like, here's something that you guys, that I'll share with you, because I love how creative Pokemon collectors are getting, and the stuff that you guys show me. And, you know, getting a dent, or even sometimes a bend, or, you know, stuff, body work. I call it body work. If you're going to, you can clean a card, or you can do some body work on it. So if you're going to do some dings and dents and body work on it, I find that through my experience, shoving something into place, or getting it hot and pushing it into place, there's a time for that. But I really think it starts off with just a little light touch of spray to soften that finish a little bit. And when you guys keep a card held between pads and plates and let that cycle, like we just did, finish, you won't get a weird finish. You won't. But if you have, think about, here's some variables. You could say like, hey, I've done 5 Wizards of the Coast cards. Man, all of them were great. Then I did another one, and it got real wrinkly on the back. And I'll say, okay, well, let's compare them. You guys, sometimes I'll see a card that has like a lot of play on the back. Think about it like this. If you have a card with a ton of play on the back, there's like 1 million trap doors on the back now. So meaning that when you get it wet, it's going to suck in moisture a lot quicker than a card that's super tight and super shiny. That thing's almost like water resistant, and you got to kind of like get into it. You got to keep knocking on the door to get in. But if you have a card that's super worn and it gets wet, it's going to get wet real quick, right? So the point is, just keep it held, all right? And start light. And I tell you guys, like I've been taking dents out of Pokemon cards for several years. When I first started, I had more of a hard time getting the moisture right and getting the timing right. So start light, and then like we're gonna do tonight, when we're gonna get into it. We just did a whole local, or a whole general treatment. We're gonna get local here on this thing and get real small here in a little bit, okay? So let's remember that. I want to flip this around and show you something else. All right, so let's just let this hang here. This is going to be a big part of the show tonight, so we got to come back to this. But something you guys, I also kind of like the same, if it's cool with you guys, I want to, just do a same kind of walkthrough on some vintage stuff. Because you guys, how many times have you seen this? And like, this is not the right way to, growing up, this is how I was taught. This is what I was told card care was. Put it inside one of these things, and one of these screw down things that doesn't have a recess. But look at, so the card, you guys, looks exactly like this. You see that we got like a nice gap here that I can, put a screwdriver in, or, like I could put a card sleeve all the way in it, right? And then, but not down at the corners, no way, because that's where we screw them down real tight to make sure that those corners stay nice and flat, right? That was like Card Care 101 back in the day, but turns out the days have gone by where if you took this card out and you wanted to get it graded, man, it's probably not going to happen, because these corners, we're going to find out. I waited for you guys to come over so I could open this thing up with you guys. But if you guys go down vintage hunting, you're going to find stuff like this, and another thing, you guys, is you want to take it out of here, and then we're going to look for it. I want to show you something, okay? That's I wrote Southern Islands. That made me laugh. At least there's a penny sleeve inside. I know, isn't that funny that somebody thought of that? Like, I'll sleeve it and then I'll smash it down. Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right, because you know what? I've had people say to me before, like, what's your biggest heartbreak you ever had happen to a card? I'll tell you. The story starts like this. So my dear buddy Kenny, love you, Ken. I was at Ken's house, and Ken is, I'm 44, Ken's probably 75. So Ken's older than me. And so he grew up collecting all the greatest stuff. And we were at Kenny's house, and he's like,
gets out his Fleer 57 Jordan. He has the whole set. He had all this. Ken has everything. So he had the whole set, but he put the Jordan in one of these. Screwed it down real tight too. And now this was, don't get me wrong, I screwed it up. I'm going to tell you the story. But this was one of the things that nudged me. One of the things that nudged me into card care was this tragic accident that I had. So I was gonna buy the whole set off Ken. All the other cards were in the box, but he had this one in a screw case, and it was the Jordan. And I opened it up. He didn't have a penny sleeve on it, and the Jordan was stuck to the front of this. It was almost all the way unstuck. And instead of me just sitting and chilling out for a few minutes or putting it in a humidor, I didn't know about a humidor then. I just got fucking antsy or something like that. I don't know what it was. And I started sliding the card or this under the Jordan. And then we sat there and Ken's like, Kurt, it's cool, man. He's like, just give it a little try. And he's like, the nicest guy is the damn problem. And I'm like, I wish he would have said to me, all right, stop, just leave it. But he's like, it's all good, just try it. So I went like that and I picked it up, dude. I stuck half of that. I put that much of a Jordan card stuck to the front of this thing. And I was just like, oh, it just killed me. It killed me. And Ken was like, dude, it's a basketball card. But and at the time, it was probably worth $1,000. You know what I mean? Now, 5, 6, 7 times that. But it killed me. It hurt me. And I'm like, dude, there's no way that this should happen, I'm like, there's no way. And I'm like, how do people figure this shit out? How do you get a case, something out of this? And then once you get it out and it's all smashed, what are we just screwed? We just consider them secondhand cards now? And that was one of those things, man, that kicked me in the ass so hard. That was like, dude, figure this stuff out, because I don't think I'm going to find too many more passionate things I'm passionate about to collect and do at this stage. It's always been cards. It's never going to change, So let's open this thing up, you guys. So if you run into one of these that's stuck to the surface, put it in your humidor, or at least put it in open it up and let it sit in your room for a couple of days. Let it kind of the atmosphere come to it and maybe heal it. You know what I mean? So let me show you guys. Yeah, scuba. The same. Yeah, something stick. Was that what you showed me? You had to stick to a freaking plastic. Ugh, dude, it makes me barf. Yes, Michelle, you are so right. Michelle reminds everybody, if you got something stuck in a screw down, guys, we got a good blog about it, because that was a freaking traumatic thing for me. I know, I have first world problems having a traumatic Michael Jordan card experience, but for real, you have all people that will get it. You guys get it, you know what I mean? So let's take the feller out. And you guys, if you don't know about Bob Feller, look that name up. And be prepared to be proud of a fellow American and a fellow athlete, or just one of the greatest athletes of yesteryear. So let's try if I can get this open. Yeah, I hate screw case damage, man. And we're gonna have it here, you guys, but it's gonna be cool because I'm gonna show you some things that we can do. Hopefully. I think I'm forgetting to say something. What am I supposed to say? Thought I had some good news or something. No, you know what? I guess one of the things was you always hear me say is thank you guys. I know I have a lot of new customers out there, and I appreciate you guys so much. You guys, I'm going to get to as many of my direct messages and emails as I can. I had a busy day out of the office today, so if you're waiting for me, I'll get back to you. I promise. I always do. So now, let's take a look here. Oh, this thing is... Okay, it opened up. All right. You know what, Tim? I don't think the penny sleeve caused the mold. I think this mold is 70 years old, dude, because it's the same exact mold that I'll run into on cards from the 50s. And it usually starts like that. Do you know that keeping it in here, guys, if you kept it in here a long time, it would probably prevent the mold. But mold grows because little pieces of organics will get in there from, moisture, whatever. And then it grows in there. And then mold, will
will stain a card. I haven't had the best experience with mold, but I don't want to quit. The last time I worked on a mold card was horrendous. It was horrendous. So like I figured, let's give it a shot. You know what I mean? Why not? And then, that's not good. We got some. Let's do an inventory, my friends, because I want you guys to be able to see all the stuff that we're doing. So Jake, what's wrong with this one, man? Oh, you figured it out, right? It was smashed in a screw case. So like, let's do a couple things, you guys. I want to show you how to see screw case damage, if I can see it on here. So watch my fingers. So you see the thickness of the middle of the card? That's proper. That's good. That's good. And now look at, see how it comes down to like a knife right there, you guys? That's what will happen when you if you send a card in to get graded and you're like, dude, they sent it back and it said altered, man. Like, what's wrong with it? If you take it out of a case, guys, and you got super smashed corners and then you got a nice thick, middle, that's the deal. So like, the bottom aren't too bad. Yeah, that's a really good point, you guys. My buddy Shells pointed out, if you guys work on a moldy card, like when I'm drying this card, I will get rid of the black pads because the mold is not something I want on there. Now, you know what? I'll tell you guys something. I got to try to explain this. Here's something I want you to do. I'm already noticing that the penny sleeve did help this thing in one way. It helped it from getting super shiny corners. When you guys have a card that has been pinched in an old screw case and you hold it under a light like this and you let the light get there, you'll see a super shine, super shine, super shine, super shine. You'll flip it over and you'll see super shine times 4 again. The plastic helped this not get super shine, but it's still super pressed and super skinny, okay? So you'll see that on, even if the card is out, you might even get a vintage card that's been out of the case for a while and you have no idea. But if you like look at it and you're like looking at it under the light, I always want you guys to use lights like this. Like, let me show you something. Look at, we're under this one right now. I got these two going. I got that one going. So we're under good light. So when it comes to being under good light and you see that shine, you guys, that's what we're gonna soak this card. But doing a card soak or a semi-soak will relax that shine. It's shine because it's just got the shit pressed out of it. So you got to like soften it up, okay? But getting it wet will do that, and then drying it. So like, I'm done talking about it. Let's just get about it. Let's just see what happens, okay? So I want to scoot over here because I'm going to need some room for our Michael Jordan project, you guys. So I'm having a good connection on my side, you guys. I hope that your connection's all right. Hang tight, we should be there. I pay enough for the damn internet. It better freaking work. So let me show you guys what we're going to do. So I want to put and you guys, what this is here is a little heating pad. This is my card spray. This is just a little soap dish. And the thing is, right now in my office, it is 72 degrees. So I have this just a little bit warmer. It's a little bit warmer than room temperature. I'd say it's probably about 80, okay? And so let's just see how we do. And what you want to do is when you soak a card like this, you guys, you just want to kind of hold it down for a second. You're going to see a lot of air come out of the card because it's cardboard and it's got lots of little, alleys running through it. But here's what I was hoping for. We're going to make this card look better no matter what. But what I was really, really hoping for is that we can get some of these molds to go away. And you're exactly right, you guys. That's the old hot tub time machine. So what the hot tub time machine is, you guys, I just like saying that. And if you guys haven't watched the movie Hot Tub Time Machine, it's freaking amazing. It's true cinema. But the point of doing the hot tub time machine here is when you can get the card spray a little bit warm, it's really good at pulling out the dirt and the stains real well. But I don't need to make it, I don't need it steaming hot like a cup of coffee or anything like that, just a little bit warmer. So let's hang it out and let's let it hang out in there.
while that's hanging out, let's go over to the Jordan, and then we're gonna have to go back over to the we're gonna have to go back over to our Pokemon card. So we're gonna keep on rolling. All right. I love that, Zach. Zach said I've been using an ultrasonic cleaner with your spray in it. Works amazing. See, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? It's like a little agitation or irritation. And hey, if you guys ever make cool card care videos, remember, I'm not the only freaking person that can make a card care video. If you guys make something badass and you want to share it, tag me on it or something like that, or I'll post it up on my what do you call it? Stories or whatever they are. You know what I mean? So like, the more data we can share with our fellow card lovers and card care people, let's do it. You know what I mean? So let's take a look. So yeah, you guys, it's not ink, you guys. If it was ink, that's a challenging thing too, but it's mold. So what I want to do is I want to leave this mold in here like this for now, and I want it to soak, because the thing is, you guys, with mold, if we can, here's what I'm hoping for. So if we can penetrate that mold and go in there, and it's dead, the mold's dead, it's not alive. But if we can go in there and just get it basically at the root and kill that and break that out of there, we might be able to tap on them and remove at least some of the darkness, I'd hope. But then we'll get the corners and edges and, in the card at least not pinched in the corners anymore. All right. So I hope it comes out looking awesome, but you never know until you just try, I love all the pictures you guys will send me. I'll get lots of pictures. Hey, Kurt, what do you think? I think you guys go shopping on the internet and want to send me a bunch of pictures and get my opinion. And you guys, it's always going to be the same thing. I don't know. Give it a shot. Give it a swing. You know what I mean? Buy it. Here's the great thing about card care. Once you get comfortable, like this card soak I'm doing right now, say I do all this work, because I'm going to tell you guys this. You're going to do a bunch of work for stuff that ain't going to work out. All right? So, like, I could sit here and be loud and talk about turning stuff into tens and you're going to be rich and all that shit. But that's dumb. It's like if you're good at stuff, you can figure that out. But what I want to tell you, with this type of card care, you might not even improve it. It might not even get better. But if you get good at working on cards, it doesn't even matter. Because just the same way I bought this card is because it's Bob Feller and it's cool, the same way somebody else will buy it. Not everybody's looking for a graded card or a super high graded card. That might be in the price range for somebody that would love to have that card. So listen, work on stuff. And if it doesn't improve amazing and you're just like, I just can't really get this one to do much, just sell it or something. You know what I mean? If you can't really do much with it, it's almost like, I feel like card care is almost like being able to buy a pack of cards, open them up. If the cards aren't your favorite, you could sell them for the exact same price you opened it up and you got to already look inside. Are you kidding me? That's amazing, isn't it? So if you just can't even get it all the way out and you only make a little improvement, cool, whatever, you know what I mean? But that's something I want you guys to keep in mind is go for it. Go for it. You're not going to screw stuff up. Just practice. So if you know what you're doing, and if you know the method of how to go after this type of stuff, you don't have to ask me, is it fixable? Just go for it, man. Do it, And let's get to talking about going for it. I want to show you what I'm doing right here. I want to explain what I'm doing right here. So when I got this card, it was raw. So no crack or anything like that, or like a higher score or whatever. Raw Scoring King Jordan. They're out there. But I've been holding it like this for like 24 hours because the surface is dirty. You're going to see that. I read something that said, Kurt, I fucked up a card before. Hey, you're part of the club. You ain't part of the club until you do that. But you better work on your cheap ones first, because I don't want you to be sending me pictures of some card. You're like, this was $500. I messed up. Don't be doing that. Don't be giving yourself a heart attack. Take it easy. That's one of the great things about card care is most of us probably got more cheap ones than we got expensive ones. So work on those. But when it comes to this one right here, I was holding it, you guys, between the plastic plates with my clips. No card spray, no products, no nothing. Just good old fashioned pressure, a little bit of pressure. So what I want to tell you is all around the perimeter of this card was the corners and stuff were just, you could when you followed the light on them, they all had a little bit of they all had movement. All of them had movement. And I didn't want to, if you guys watch my show, you know, we did the Joe Dumars and the Shaq on here. You know, I did semi-soak on them and all that stuff. It didn't need it. It just didn't need it. It didn't need to get wet. It was just lightly wobbly all the way around. I'm sitting here talking like I fixed it. Let's look at it. I gotta make sure I did. I think it does. I mean, it looks good through the plates. I was looking through the plates, but the card has, fortunately, I didn't see any scratching on it, but it's extremely cloudy. So like, let's clean this thing up, you guys. And if you've never seen one of these before, you're in for a treat. It's a beautiful card, and it's like it'd be one of the cards, you know, especially one of the basketball cards. If you think about Michael Jordan's coolest cards, this is going to be in the conversation just because it's freaking beautiful. The people that designed it really put a lot of effort into it, which I think we all appreciate, you know. So let me turn this thing around. We'll take a look at it. All right, if you guys are wondering how's our card doing over here, looks about the exact same. Looks about the exact same. So come on, feller. Let's try to, I'm trying my best for you, brother. All right, so what I need to do next, you guys, is I don't need this thing around here. But what I do need, if you guys are going to work on a couple things, always make sure your work area is clean. Because the worst is, man, getting picking up something off your table and scratching or something like that, you know what I mean? So let's just make sure we're all clean here, good to go. Because you guys, this one right here, you know, this one's a valuable card. And let's take a look at these corners and edges, because that's what I am interested in seeing. So let's use this wand light. Hey, Alan, don't alter your cards, man. Just clean them. I don't know what you're talking about altering them for. You can clean them, man, but you don't. Yeah, if you alter your cards by like cutting them or trimming them or something like that, you can get, and they wouldn't grade them for you. But if you're talking about this type of stuff, this ain't no altering cards, brother. So you guys see how look at that. Can you see all the fingerprints in that? Isn't that gross? But what I'm looking at is the edges and the corners, and they look good. All right, you guys, so here's what I want to do. I want to clean this thing up and make it look amazing because it is cloudy. Can you guys see the different colors in there? Like, I know you see lightning, but don't try to look at the lightning. Look at the surface. It's going to look great, all right? So here's another thing. This thing moves around. This card is light, so I just want to make sure it stays right there, right? So let's take a look at this one, you guys, and let me clean it up. So I need a couple things here. We're going to need one of those. And maybe you're going to need one of those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys this back here. And everybody, thank you guys so much for joining tonight. I tell you what, you make my night by coming to hang out with me. It's been so damn cold in Michigan and so like just boring, honestly, sitting inside all day, all night. So I'm glad you guys are here tonight. So thanks for joining. So you guys, what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of card spray on this. So I'm just going to, don't spray your cards with it if you're brand new. Just know that, you know, it's not, you just go like this. A little bit on each side. That little light amount, you guys, is probably enough for this whole Jordan card. So let me show you. You don't want to get them, I just want to get as much of these oils and fingerprints off as I can. It might be enough, you guys, to do that line demonstration. Let me show you. It is. Look at this. Can you guys see the line? That's the line of oils and dirt from the top to bottom. Pretty cool, isn't it? I'm going to get a little bit more card spray.
And don't, this is another little thing, you guys. Don't touch, you don't have to touch your card a bunch. Just flip it around. Always use a card mat. This is just one of those delicate little cards that makes me paranoid when I'm touching it. I just don't want to touch my fingernail into it. No problems. Just, come on, card gods, nice and smooth. You do not want to catch one of these corners or edges, you guys. The biggest thing on these, that if you get them graded, and if you collect these or look for these, you're going to find a bunch of them with chips all over the corners and edges. And when we get to the back of this one, you guys are going to see that it doesn't really have any chips. And it doesn't have any, another Scoring Kings thing, if you guys collect these. Another one thing is, the ones I get, the ones that I've pulled have a dent going up and down here. This one, fortunately, no dent. And look at this. I got a bunch of grody fingerprints off of it. All right, let's be careful with this thing. And this was the part I was talking about, you guys, that I think is sweet was, you know, these are notorious for a bunch of chipped up corners and edges. I mean, I see a little white right there, you know, but I mean, pretty damn good. Pretty dang good. But look at, see this, can you see all that like kind of oils and prints in it? That's what I want to get out of there. So let's do the exact same thing. And we'll see if we can get that. I like showing you guys like the line. Because the purples and the reds and all the rich, bold colors here are hard to see, like the clean side and the dirty side. But you'll see it here in a second. Ready? Check this out. You kidding me? Look at that. That's what we just did. That side. So like, right? What were we? Who was that? Whose balls was I busting on here? It was somebody, Anthony or something, saying, if you alter a card, no, that we ain't altering nothing, brother. We're cleaning that up, right? You know, so isn't that cool, guys? That's what I'm saying, getting low, because like when you look at it from back here, like, oh, it looks perfect. Hell no, that stain, you guys, stain on a fingerprints on a card suck, especially old ones. They're tough as a $6 steak, if you know what I'm saying. So you gotta get in there and just wipe them off in one direction slowly and watch your work. All right, we good? We good. Let's take a look. Oh, we're good. That badass. It's looking great. So now, instead of doing a bunch of flippy floppy, we're card polishing this thing. All right, I want this thing to look sweet. You know what I mean? So let's do, I want a brand new applicator that's never been used before. And we're going to get some card polish, you guys. So this one right here, sometimes I'll get asked, what's the difference between recovery and card polish? You guys, this is a scratch remover. This is a cleaner and a conditioner. So you'll see that this will, even though we're nice and clean, it's going to bring a nice richness to it. What's up, you guys? I'm glad everybody's here tonight, man. Thanks for taking the time, you guys. And if you're new to hanging out here, I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care, and you can catch me live on Wednesday nights if you like this, or on the replay or whatever. But I always like to pick out a couple cards, and a lot of it, you guys, is programmed really by you guys. You know, I just pay attention to like what I get asked about often. I never run out of questions about 90s basketball cards, thank God. I know people love Pokemon cards. People love Pokemon like they love Michael Jordan, so we can never go wrong there. And you know what? I freaking love vintage cards. So you're going to get vintage cards because that's dealer's choice, my man. But I know I got lots of vintage lovers out there too. So do you guys see how I just did card polish up to like this right here? It's because I want to just hold this side, and we'll do the same on the other side. This will just give us a nice finish, and I'm not going to have any fingerprints on here. And it's going to be shiny and beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, if it's not a good view. Sometimes I forget to look through the dang phone. Let's do the same thing. If you guys have a ink stain, Jackson, it depends. Like, tell us a little bit more. What kind of ink stain you got? Like on the front of a card, back of a card? Because if it's, it depends where it's at. And I got a bunch of smart dudes on here and ladies on here that will jump in and answer your question too. So if anybody is like on here that has like a question, I think you guys probably figured it out by now, but feel free to ask, because if I see it, I'll answer it. But if I miss you guys, you can always DM me. And or, you know, people that watch this show are people that know, a lot of the people know the answers to these questions. So you got a good group on here. So if anybody's new, it's not one of those places where you have to feel like embarrassed to ask a question. Like, hit us up. Tell us what you're thinking. I love that. That is so good. Let's get to the best side. Yep. So like, yeah, I don't really have any structural stuff, you guys. If any, there are a couple sparkles on it, you know, like a couple specks. But like, let's see. Let's clean up the front, and then we'll take a good look at it. Because what I was going to tell you about cards with pen or markers on them, more modern era stuff, you guys, is easier to get a pen out of. So if somebody wrote their name on the back of this card, that'd be very difficult to do anything with. But if somebody had a Pokemon card and they wrote their name with a Sharpie on it, there's a good chance you could get that off. There is, like, I feel like a window of where it seeps in so far that it just, like, it's hard to get all the way out. But if anybody has like a specific card care question like that, and you're just like staring at it, and you went to my YouTube page and you searched and searched, and you're like, dude, I am having a hard time finding this, you are always welcome to send me a picture and ask me, guys. Like, you know, I love helping out when I can. Hey, you guys, tell me this too, man. I want to hear, because I know there's a lot of I see a lot of my friends on this call tonight, and people that I'm lucky to be, you know, developing good relationships with. And you guys, like, anybody celebrating anything good? You guys got anything good going on this year? I know it's like the time of year to make resolutions and stuff. Anybody got anything positive they want to share? Anything awesome happening to you guys lately? Because I love sharing good news, man. I turn on any sort of other news, and seems like it's always just trying to like point out what's wrong or stuff that we have no control over. So since I have a little channel, we can talk about good news over here. Oh, I like it. Can you guys already see how shiny this thing is? I swear that circle became like 5 times more shiny than this. Yo, Chris, happy birthday, dude. Happy birthday. It is good news, man. 34 years young, man. Like, dude, you never know, dude. You never know, right? Like, life can be so short. I lost friends at young ages, you know. I lost my niece and nephew who were children, you know, and it's like, you never know. So it's just like, you know, happy 34 years, man. God willing, you got 34 plus more, 64 plus more. Who knows, right? But let's take a look, you guys. I'm looking at the card right now, and there's just something I see that I want to wipe. That's something I suggest too. You guys see this view where I'm at, like this angle? I like to, before I get real granular, I like to look from this far out. Can you guys see that I got a little bit of card polish right there? That helped me from seeing it this far out. And now I don't. Isn't that cool? So like, we'll look at stuff close, but also give yourself, you know, you don't have to be right up on it. Give it a look. Let's take a look here. I'm happy. So what I'm going to do next, you guys, is I'm just going to let it, look at, we got almost a reflection in it. So from 1993, man, I'm going to say that this one is looking pretty damn good. So if you guys have a Scoring King and it has a bunch of, you know, it's been touched a million times, because if you were me in 1993, you'd be touching this thing and looking at it and showing your buddies. If you got one of those, card spray, card polish, keep it simple, you guys, that's it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this thing sit. I don't think it got damp from the card polish by any means, but I'm just going to let it sit out, and then when I'm not here, trying to talk to you guys. I'm not going to try to talk to you guys and shove it in a card sleeve right now. I'm just going to put it to the side, all right? So let me put this away. All right, safe on my desk over there. So now, you guys, we've had the Bob Feller card under card spray for a while. I'm back here, you guys. I'll be back in a second. I'm grabbing some tools. I'm thinking about what I would need. All right, I think I'm good. So, like, now that the Feller has been in there, and you guys know what I'm talking about, Feller, Bob Feller baseball card. We had it sitting in there for, it's like almost 11, so probably 35 minutes or longer. I want to see, man, if any of these from here, I don't think my the what do you call it, the mold is breaking down. So, but you know what? It's part of the gig, so let's take a look. Let's see what's going on, all right? So, let me turn this thing around. Hey, dude, Hooligan Hockey Collective passed a big welding test. Cheers for that, dude. Tests will trip you up too, aren't they? It's like, I bet you can weld with your freaking eyes closed, but then it's like, now you're going to be tested and like, tweaked on it. So that, good job at all, man. Or good job on that. That's awesome. So here's what I'm seeing, you guys. I'm still seeing mold, but let's take a more intelligent look than that, okay? And I need my little dental tool. This thing. I need my little scaler. So what I want to take a look at, you guys, and just see if I can get any of these things to like dissipate at all. Like, so as you can see, not a whole lot on its own, like next to nothing. But this is why we let it sit in there for a little bit, because gotta try. I wasn't gonna let it sit in that screw case any longer, so like this is a way better option. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. So what I want to try to do, you guys, is like, let's pick one out. Let's pick a nasty one. Let's turn off the light. How about now, you guys? Can you hear me now? Tell me if you guys can hear me. Because you know what? I looked down at my phone, and it did have the mute thing was just turned on. Let me know. Can you guys hear me now? Any better? Any luck? Good? All right. So if you ever do an Instagram live, there's a little microphone button like right there. So if your hand touches it and people start saying to you, dude, I can't hear you, that's what you probably did. So here's a tech advice from the middle-aged man, okay? So what I want to do, you guys, is I got this wet. So I just want to drag it gently over these stains and just see if I can, because they're on the surface. But, like they start in the card and come up. They're like pimples almost. It's like mold comes to the surface. I was, Denver asked, is it any better or Eddie Vedder? I'm going to say Eddie Vedder because I've been really into listening to some Seattle music lately, and I absolutely love 90s and grunge as much as I love 90s basketball cards. Let's flip this thing over, you guys. And then I want to see the front. So far, I'll show you guys something, though, that's unique. You guys see how gross the liquid is? See how yellow and grody it is? We're going to have a nice clean card. I can tell you that it's going to be clean. But, ooh, it just... I think I just activated. I took this thing out, and it smelled like a wet ashtray. Holy shit, that was a blast from the past. Gosh, that was a unique smell. So yeah, you'll release some gremlins out of these things when you clean them too. Dude, Mad Season's awesome. Mad Season's great. You know, anything that, there was such a creative hub, man. So much great music came out of there. And I'll talk to so many card collectors every day, and then probably like all of us got a healthy amount of ADD in us, and as soon as we start talking about hobbies, they gets into all of them. And I think that, I think that there's so many card lovers that are also big music fans, and it's always fun to catch up in a few ways like that. So I can tell you this, guys, the card will be clean when it's all dry and all that stuff. Will we get all these out of there? I'm going to guess probably not. But do you know that I'm in no hurry really to take this thing out? Because what the heck else am I going to do with it? You know what I mean? So here's what I'm going to do. Well, I want to work on our Pokemon while we got a few minutes here together. But I'm going to continue. I'm not going to keep this thing in here all night. But you know what I'm going to do is continue tapping on these spots. I actually think it's kind of working. But this would also turn into about a 5-hour live video at this rate. So I'll back up a little bit. Maybe we'll come back to it before the show's over. I'm actually seeing a little improvement, you guys. Am I losing it? I might be totally off. I think they're breaking down a little bit. Okay, humor me. Let's just stay in this 202 to 393 area. The thing is, what's cool, you guys, is they're looking bloated, like they're breaking down. Or tell me I'm losing it, and I'll stop. Yep, they are breaking down, aren't they, you guys? Okay, we're off to something good. Let's not rush it. They do seem, all right, good. And Denver and Jordan, you guys are both, like, particular, so I'll believe you. So, yeah, okay, let's just leave it. No reason to rush it. Because think about it like this. Yeah, that's right. Sunshine, they are starting to bleed out, aren't they? And that's what I'm trying to do. You know, get to the right to the bottom of that mold and break it down. It's almost like ripping a plant out by the roots is what I got to do. And if we can get to the root of that, we can bust it out. You guys also, you know, if you ever get any mold out of a card, mold will also eat paper. So sometimes you can get a little chunks of mold out and you guys will be left with divots. And you'll hit me up and be like, hey man, I got this like little old growth or this grody thing off there. But it looks like it ate the paper. It did. It literally did. You know, it was alive. And it definitely used that paper as some food. You know what I mean? So, you know, and you're right, you guys. It is going to be a long one. So it's cool. I love having a group of like card people on here too, because I bet you I got new people watching this. And you'll be like, oh, is that it? But then you've got some other guys on here going, it's going to take longer. Keep it going. So we'll keep it going. And it's going to be one of those ones I'm going to follow up with you guys on. But while we still got a few minutes, guys, let me grab our Pokemon card and let's start the dent removal process. And we'll just see what's happening with that one, all right? You can take dings out of Chrome cards, Kev, but only on the back side. On the front, man, that hard plastic, never. I've tried like everything. I've tried heat. I've tried chemicals. I've tried pressure. You know, I got so many base cards. It's like, let's just turn everything into a science project. Let's have fun. You know what I mean? And, but I've never had a good enough improvement where I could show you guys, because you guys, you know, with me, with my channel, being that I make products for you guys and I, you know, manufacture them and sell them and use them, I gotta be real, accurate with my descriptions, you know, of what's doable. Cause
I don't want to sell you guys a bunch of hype and a bunch of bullshit, because at the end of the day, the most important thing that you guys are using is your time, man. And like we said, we don't got a ton of it, you know? So it's like, the last thing I want you guys doing is, you know, spinning your wheels. So if it's something I can point you in the right direction for, you got it. Greg, for sure, man. Greg asked a good question. Greg said, have you ever used 3% peroxide on mold? Yeah, I have. And it will bubble it up. You know, it'll bubble it. But I haven't had it like totally disappear. one time I filled up my little card bath with 3% hydrogen peroxide, and I put a moldy card into it, and it was like, you know, the peroxide was reacting and degrading like right there, foamy all over the place, and it degraded the mold so hard that the card got a bunch of like bubbles all in it. Like I puffed it up, like the card floated up. Yeah, so mold and peroxide are not good friends. That's for sure, you know. But not a bad idea, you know. But let's take a look at our Pokemon. We'll see if we got anything going on here. So if you guys are just joining, or if you haven't been on since the beginning, what we're doing here is I have a Pokemon card that my buddy sent me. I got a nice letter from Victor, and Victor was telling me that these blister packs that he buys are like the when he opens them up, there's indents and stuff shoved into the back of the cards. I won't repeat the whole story, but the whole point was, you guys, I did a light semi-soak here for since we started the show about an hour ago, and let me tell you something. It's not even wet anymore. That disappeared, you guys. You see that? You see how fast that goes? So, and look I don't have any like weird finish or weird skin on it, but you guys were all here, right? So sometimes I'll have people say to me, hey, I did a semi-soak and it was wet for 2 days, and I'm like, what? You know, like, it doesn't even feel, and look at you guys, this won't even curve. It won't even curve yet, because it's still, I didn't even get it wet enough. But let's do this. I have a feeling that we have been able to get the back of the card lightly stimulated, because watch this. You guys can see we got a little bit of texture. So let's do this. This is gonna be my little brush, okay? And you'll be like, what's that? It's just a piece of this. So let's do a little painting on this thing right now. Yeah. Denver. Yeah, do you know that I was like the teacher's pet in science class? I always loved that shit. You know, I felt that way about some classes, though, for sure. But I feel like, you know, what school taught me was just kind of like how to deal with some shit you don't like, and just how to, like, you know, do it. That was weird, though. You know, nobody's ever asked me for my diplomas, my degrees. I've never even been on a job interview before. Isn't that weird? But I got all that shit, but I guess I never really needed to show anybody. But it was fun to earn it, I guess. All right, so you guys see this? Here's where I want to start getting a little bit local with it. A little loco. Because have you guys ever, here, I'm not happy with this, the way it looks. You guys are familiar, if you watch my Pokemon stuff, you guys will hear me say, you know, like the snail trail. You know, it's hard to do a snail trail on a card that is dry. But if it's lightly damp and a little receptive to taking moisture, it will let you do that. But if it's, like I said, if it's brand new and hasn't been damp at all, it won't let you do that. You almost couldn't even spread card spray on it like that. Okay, so I don't need this there. But you see what we're doing, right? Now we're just going local. And if you guys were like, what is that? I just looked up. I love that. I read this one. Sex ed got me 6 kids. You're doing it right. You are absolutely doing that right. That is funny. And now I had that ding on there too, guys. So let's just do both sides. Yeah, back in school, man, I think like if I could just go to art class and science class all day. I liked shop class too. I liked working on cars.
We had a class called metals. Did you guys ever have a class called metals where you got to go weld? Dude, I'd go to a welding class for 2 hours, man, and go in there and just weld. And I was like, this is the greatest class ever. And then I had autos, metal shop, art, and as you guys could probably guess, I loved chemistry class. I loved chemistry. I liked the labs more than the anything else. All right, so you guys see how we're just kind of doing this? That's what I want you to do with the little indents on your cards. And I want to show you guys something. But we're going to have to hold this for the night, okay? Oh, scuba. Cooking class was rad. I got to go to a different school for half the day when I was a junior and a senior to this applied technology curriculum, and it was for culinary arts, and it was the best. So do you guys see how I puffed that out? How it's puffed? That is not. Let me show you something. That is not card spray. This is a really good live. I'm glad I got to show you guys this because this is hard to show you guys in a video or in a video that I produce. Do you see how we got it wet now? Now it's starting to move for us. And this is great. This is actually really good. So it went from indented to now being puffed up. And you guys can see it, right? We got a mountain now. We had a valley. There's still a little valley in the middle, but now it's getting into a mountain. Once we can get it up to a mountain, we can hold it and it's going to settle nice and it's going to look freaking sweet. And you guys will be able to go through your old Pokemon cards and do this. Now I'm going to probably have to show you guys the finished result tomorrow because I like to hold it for the night. But I think that we could get to a finished result, or at least, I want to slow down a little bit. Maybe it's going to take a couple days, but I feel good about it. So Victor, I think we might be able to help you with these blister packs that you're picking up. And anybody that picks up a blister pack that has cards arranged on it where they get dented on the front. This is good. This is good. All right, so now let's stop. I like where we're at. You don't need to keep on like packing moisture in these things. It's good. But what we are going to need to do is hold this one for the night. So let's put that down there. And again, we don't want any weird texture or any of that, you know what I mean? Yeah, you guys, it's just a little small brush I made out of this. Do you know what I did? I got my scissors and I cut like a little edge off my card mat. So it's just card mat material. But I use it like a little brush. Okay, so now let's give it I'm going to do 3. Because we did 2 and it's fine. It's already dry. So let's do that. Let's do this, and since I have I want to show you guys something. Let's go over here. I want to do something different. Follow me. Let's go over here. So now what I want to do here, get some lights. I want to put a weight on top of this. So you guys see how, because we had a dent down here and a dent up here. Let's put a card mat right there, and let's put a 2.5 pound weight on top. I want an even, nice press, and you might be like, it's only 2.5 pounds. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. That's all I need. I don't need to smash this thing. I just want it to stay nice, you know. And what I want to do is, since I'm not going to smash that thing, and I'm just going to keep it between there, like this for the night, I'm going, the reason I put that weight on the top, you guys, is because, number one, it's only 2.5 pounds, so it's not much. But since we got those valleys, they started as valleys, we got them wet. They turned into mountains. And now we're going to put that little pressure on them. They're going to hopefully go right back in place. We might see a little bit of trace, a little trace of it in there. But I'm going to keep doing that, you guys. So here's the thing. When I show you the after of this card, however it comes out looking, I'm going to probably have to do that process a couple times where I just get a little bit of card spray on there, touch that little, touch the little injuries, and let it just dry up and stay nice and tight. And by doing it like that, I'm not going to get that weird finish. It will stay flat. And hopefully we get that dent all the way out of there. All right? So before you hang up, you guys, let's take a look.
Let's take a look one more time at this feller card real quick, because I would love to be able to get all this out of here, but it's just taking a little bit of time. If you guys didn't get to see all this, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to successfully get mold, black freaking mold that is like one of the banes of my card care existence, is getting black mold out of cards. And I have it set up on my hot tub time machine. Regardless, you guys, it's going to look a little bit better, but I guess my takeaway from this one is still the same as my other ones. When it comes to mold, I have done, because I've had, you guys, boxes. I'll buy boxes of old cards, and when you have mold on one in a box of old cards, there's usually a mold on a bunch of them. So I have tried a lot. I've tried a lot, and I've had some success with mold, but I guess to hit you with it is, if you're looking, one of the best things I think I can teach anybody watching these shows is how to train your eye to buy the right stuff, and or even just try the right stuff. It's all in your collection. Have fun with it. Do whatever. But what happens is, with the mold, I bet you I've attempted over 25 cards with mold, and that'd be a lot for me because I have a short attention span, and I like to gravitate towards things that work well, but I always like to try to see if I can get it. So usually, guys, if you see mold, steer clear. You know what I mean? I'd say steer clear. So anyways, I would say, just mold's a tough one, and it might come out, it might not. Age is one of the biggest problems. If you guys got mold in something accidentally, like say you got some new card, say it was something like from the 80s or 90s, or paper card, and you accidentally stored it properly, or you got, heaven forbid, you got a basement flood or some crap like that. If you get to mold fast, you can get it off. I had a friend send me from Texas. I can't remember. It was a couple years ago. There was a bad Texas flood, and a guy's cards got totally skunked and just totally like gross. And he sent me one, and I was able to clean it up perfectly. And then I made him a little recipe. So he went through and cleaned all of his great cards, and it worked. And that was mold. But I think it's like when it gets that old, And then when you guys were asking about putting peroxide on the card, we could give it a try. I don't even think it will do anything right now. You guys want to hang out? We can give it a try. I'll take it out of here and we can put some peroxide on it and see if it works. But I don't think it will do anything. It was when I tried putting peroxide on mold, it bubbled it up, but it didn't really get rid of it. What I'll do, I'm gonna let it. It's starting to look. It's kind of. I don't know if it's just me wishful thinking, but it does look freaking. You know what I do? I got a before picture. Let me take a look at my before picture real quick. I'm gonna see if I'm like losing it totally, or if it's. Oh, you know what? It was in a freaking case. I didn't really get a picture of it. I just took a picture through the case. Yeah, it's still in there pretty good. So it might not go away. But the good takeaway, you guys, for this, the good takeaway for this one is, if you're going through your dad's or your grandpa's collection, or you find a box for sale of a bunch of vintage cards, and you're like, dude, they're all smashed together in screw cases. Now you know how to, get them back into the right shape. But if they're covered in mold, results are going to vary. Yeah, you guys, I know the Texas flood, Stevie Ray Vaughan, dude. Talk about another great music connection from Texas. Great music comes out of Texas, I'll tell you that. So I got my Texas guys on here. You know that. I think that if you're born in Texas, you got to know how to play the guitar. I think that's part of the rules. And you got badass people in Texas dress cool too. I wear freaking sweatshirts, I feel like people in Texas got nice shoes, got fashion, people wear hats, you know what I mean? Michigan is like turning me into like freaking Under Armour model over here. But what I'll do, you guys, here's what I'm gonna do when you're not with me. I'm gonna let that thing sit for a few more minutes. I'll take it out. I owe you a picture on the Pokemon, so hopefully I can get those dents out of there. And I feel like you guys, there was so much good chatter going on here tonight. So if I missed anything, message me. I'll write you back. And thank you guys for just being like such a thoughtful, helpful, smart group of people that like enjoys helping each other out. What a concept, right? A place you can go and actually like, be welcomed and talk to each other and all good, So that's I wouldn't have it any other way. And I appreciate you guys so much. So take good care of yourself. Take good care of your cards. And I got a lot of stuff going on over here, guys. So bear if you don't mind watching new ideas and little tips and tricks, man, stay following. I got a bunch of stuff that I can show you. Oh yeah, hey Denver, who's talking about the Toadies? We talking about Possum Kingdom? Great album, isn't it? So hey, you guys are the best, man. I'll talk to you guys soon. Remember, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care. I'll see you guys later.